Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about unfortunate love. Rishi goes on a romantic dinner date with Lakshmi, and Malishka was angry after seeing Rishi about to eat from Lakshmi's hand. Let's continue from there. Malishka tells Rishi that she cannot bear seeing him with Lakshmi. Rishi tells Malishka that sometimes he likes her madness. Malishka says sorry. Rishi says don't be sorry, it is okay. Malishka says it is not madness but fire. Rishi says loving is like playing with fire. Ahana and Devika looking at them says that this is Malishka. If something happens against her wish, then she goes crazy. What would happen now? Rishi asks Malishka not to worry because he has much work in the office, so he will not come home and he will not see Lakshmi. He says jealousy suits you. Malishka says don't make it end. Rishi tells Malishka that if you trust me and then no problem will come in our life. Malishka says I trust myself more than you. No guy can leave me and go to that Lakshmi. Rishi says you are having so much pride. Malishka asks if it is wrong for her to have pride. Malishka tells Rishi that Lakshmi has no class. I agreed for the marriage after seeing her pictures. My Rishi would never like a girl like Lakshmi. She kisses on Rishi's forehead and cheeks. She says I love you and I'll see you soon. She goes and Rishi smiles. Ahana and Devika goes from there. Lakshmi comes there looking for Rishi. Rishi turns and sees Lakshmi standing. He asks Lakshmi to sleep because he would work till late night. He will be busy from tomorrow. He is about to go and he recalls Lakshmi's words. Rishi comes back to Lakshmi and asks her not to think much and says you look good while smiling. He says good night and he goes. The next day, Rishi comes to the hotel. Ayush asks the watchman to ask Vinod to park the car. Rishi tells Ayush that they couldn't concentrate on the business and they neglected it. Ayush tells Rishi that I thought that you will rest today after the festival. Rishi says let's do the work. He says we have to take the interview for the manager. Rishi says we already have the manager. Ayush says the manager went on a maternity leave. He recalls the receptionist and asks him to send the candidate for the interview. The receptionist sends the candidate. On the phone, Malishka tells Karishma that she couldn't bear to see Rishi with Lakshmi. Karishma says you have full right on Rishi. Malishka says Rishi is calling me and she ends the call. Ahana tells Karishma that she likes Lakshmi and says I really like her. Karishma says Malishka is my relative and if Malishka and Rishi marry, then nobody can shake my place in this house. She says Ayush is already working for Rishi and says I will not leave my brother's house. She asks Ahana not to use her mind and she should do as she says. Malishka calls Rishi. Rishi says I was trying your number and says you should have waited. Malishka says are you fighting with me? Rishi says no. Malishka asks Rishi to say I love you to her 5 times. Rishi asks what is the founder of 5 times? Malishka says whenever I get upset, you come behind me in 5 minutes. Rishi tells Malishka that I love you 3 times and the call gets disconnected. Rishi picks the call and says I love you 2 more times. Lakshmi is on the call. Rishi asks her to talk thinking that she is Malishka. Lakshmi says how will I say it and she is about to say I. Ahana comes there and says grandma is calling you. Malishka calls Rishi again. Rishi says I love you. Malishka asks if anything happened. Rishi thinks that he should not say it else Malishka will get hyper. Malishka says I love you and ends the call. The candidate comes for the manager's interview. Ayush sends her to Rishi's office. The girl comes to Rishi's office and introduces herself as Shanaya Thakur. Rishi doesn't look at her and he asks her to sit. Rishi checks her profile and asks about her work experience. Shanaya says she has been in the hospitality industry since 7 years. Rishi tells Shanaya that you have changed job 9 times. Shanaya says I wanted to work in your hotel. It is my dream. Rishi says it is a dream of many people, but you are not capable for this position. Shanaya holds Rishi's hand and says give me a chance. I will keep you very happy. Rishi tells Shanaya that your interview is over. Please leave. Shanaya says you have not even looked at me. Rishi says what do you think? That you will get the job by doing all this, but we respect women here and such thing is not appreciated here. Shanaya tells Rishi that I know what happens in the companies and says we will just have fun and I will not let anyone know. She tries to get closer to Rishi. Rishi pushes Shanaya out and calls the security. Shanaya says I was giving you a chance and you humiliated me. Rishi asks the security to make sure that Shanaya doesn't come to their office again. The security takes Shanaya away. Lakshmi comes to Grandma and asks if she wants anything. Grandma asks if I am selfish. Lakshmi says no. Grandma says, when did you come here? You don't know how I joke. She asks her to relax. Lakshmi says I got scared. Hahana says Grandma is the cutest. Grandma says even you have some right as Rishi, Ayush, Sonia and other children. Hahana says Grandma's prank will go on like this. Grandma tells her about the mischievous side in her village. Grandma asks Lakshmi to show her Punjab through her eyes. Lakshmi tells Grandma about the land of Punjab, the big farms, the buffaloes, the cows, rivers, neighbors, relationship with them. All the village was like a family. Grandma asks Lakshmi if Guruvara are the same. Lakshmi says they are the same. It has some peace and devotion. People think that whatever they ask they will get. Grandma says your voice has so much truthfulness and sweetness, and says I thought I went to Guruvara already just by listening to you. Grandma asks Lakshmi if anyone has told her that her voice is sweet. Lakshmi recalls Rishi telling her that her voice is sweet and she smiles. Grandma says someone had told Lakshmi about her voice before, but she couldn't say it. Lakshmi feels shy. Rishi gives the presentation. Ayush says Malishka will be informed for the candles. Rishi says the team will be. Just then, the police inspector comes there with the constable. Rishi comes outside. The inspector asks, do you know Shanaya Thakur? And Rishi says no. The inspector tells Rishi that I knew that you would say no. Shanaya came here for interview at 11 a.m. Rishi remembers and tells him. He asks, what did she do? Ayush asks the inspector to come back tomorrow. The inspector says, I am not talking to you. And he tells Rishi that Shanaya Thakur filed a molestation case on you. Rishi is shocked. Neelam calls Rishi and his phone is ringing. Virendra says Rishi is busy. Neelam panics. She says she has talked to the priest, but she is worried about what the priest said. She says today's date is not a good date for Rishi because of his horoscope. Virendra says numerology, not again Neelam. Neelam says I don't want to get angry now, so let me be. Rishi tells the inspector that he did not touch Shanaya and he refused to come to the police station. The inspector asks Rishi not to make him angry and he asks him to come. Ayush tells the inspector that his brother is Devta. The inspector asks Rishi to come. Rishi says my dad's reputation will be ruined if I go to the police station, so I will not come. Rishi asks the inspector to check if Shanaya is reliable or not. How can you believe her without checking her background? The inspector says Shanaya is more reliable than you because she told all the truth and you lied to me. The inspector says I asked you if you know Shanaya Thakur and you lied. Rishi tells the inspector that I did not lie. Shanaya had come here for an interview. I really don't know. Many people came here for interview. I couldn't remember everyone. I had just seen her fall and then she left. He refused to go to the police station. The inspector tells Rishi that you have to come to the police station. Even your family members will come. Ayush and others try to stop the inspector. Ayush asks if the inspector knows who is Rishi Oberoi. The inspector asks, do you know who I am? He says you are stopping me from doing my work. I would have to arrest even you now. The media comes there and started taking Rishi's pictures. The reporter asks, did you molest the girl? She asks, what was your relationship with the girl? Another reporter asks, did your father know about this? The reporter asks, how can you do this? Rishi says, I did not touch her. The reporter asks Rishi that why would the girl ruin her respect by lying against you? The reporter tells the viewers that this is Rishi Oberoi's real face. Rishi asks Ayush to tell that and not others. The reporter tells everyone that he was in the news for his marriage and now he has molested a girl and he is not ashamed of his crime and now he is misbehaving with the media. The reporter asks the cameraman to come because Rishi's family might have reached the police station. We will get real drama there. Virendra comes to the kitchen and says that he is getting the good aroma of the food. He tells Lakshmi that he always thought to have food at 8 p.m. He says now that you have come, we would have dinner at 8 p.m. now. Lakshmi tells Virendra that you are praising me a lot. Virendra says I want food at 8 p.m. I don't know if it will get finished by 9 p.m. Lakshmi says whatever I make never gets less. Virendra tells Lakshmi that you are Annapurna, that is the goddess of food. Lakshmi says even my father used to say this. Virendra asks what are you making in the food? Lakshmi says shashi panel, dal makhani and jaggery in the sweet. Virendra tells Lakshmi that there is jaggery in the food. It is very bad. Lakshmi says we should dish sweet after having good food. Virendra does high five with Lakshmi and says you are my friend too, and my most favorite one. You will take care of my health. He says if someone asks you not to make food, then let the cook make food for them, but you will make my own food. Ayush calls Virendra and asks him to listen carefully. He tells him that he is going to the police station and he asks him to arrange for the lawyer. He says Rishi is arrested for molestation charges. Virendra drops the phone on the ground in shock. Lakshmi asks Virendra that what happened. Virendra says nothing and goes out. He says he will come back. He asks Sanjay to bring his car keys without telling Neelam. The reporter tells another reporter that this news will make Rishi and his family suffer losses. She says they want to make resort in Bangalore, but who would invest now after what Rishi did? Another reporter says Rishi is not proven guilty yet. The female reporter says, but we will get news here. Rishi is brought to the police station. The reporters bombard him with many questions and ask if he has an affair with the girl. Rishi is shocked. Shanaya comes to the police station. Rishi asks Shanaya if she is not feeling ashamed to accuse him wrongly, and he asks her to tell everyone why he pushed her out of his office. The inspector says Shanaya told us that she refused to your favors. Rishi says she is lying and says that when he had refused to give her the job, then she hugged me forcefully and says she would do anything for me. Rishi says I did not agree and I pushed Shanaya out of my office. Ayush says this girl is lying. The inspector says that he will not leave them and he asks Rishi to see how much the girl is scared. He says if your father is rich, then you will do anything. He says even I have a daughter and I will not leave such a person. Shanaya asks the inspector not to leave Rishi and says I was not able to fulfill his demands and he asked me to make him happy to get the job. She says when I refused, then he tried to force me. She says when I tried to run, he pushed me and he became good in front of his staff. Ayush asks Shanaya to shut up and says my brother cannot do this. The inspector asks the constable to put Ayush in the lockup. The reporter says Rishi's brother is put behind bars for taking side of Rishi. Ayush asks the reporters to get out. Lakshmi serves dinner to everyone. Neelam asks Sanjay to call Virendra. Sanjay says Virendra went out in a hurry. Karishma gets the news of Rishi's arrest. Neelam asks what happened. Karishma looks on in shock. Devika, Ahana and Sonia get calls and messages. Ahana says this cannot be true. Devika gets a call and says this is not true. Grandma asks what happened. Neelam gets a call and asks where are the remotes gone. Sanjay says Virendra took the remote. Neelam asks him to bring another remote. Sanjay gets the remote. Neelam switches on the TV. Everyone watches the reporters asking Rishi why did he molest Shanaya Thakur when he got recently married to Lakshmi. Lakshmi says this is a lie. Neelam says I cannot leave Rishi alone and we should go. Lakshmi says even I will go. Neelam asks Lakshmi to be with Grandma and she goes with Karishma. Lakshmi is devastated and she cries. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, share it, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Thank you.